I am so upset that I had to pause watching this episode before I even review this episode and just come and just say that Smiley deserved so much better. And I wanted you guys to hear the raw emotion before I start this video and break down the episode of how upset and triggering and everything that episode just was. And I just want to say the words, Smiley, you're worthy. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to have me a little sip and shake a tree, but I'm back to read. It doesn't really matter to me much of exactly the ins and outs of this episode because this is not a paid Zeus advertisements, okay? This is pretty much just for me to get my grievances off my chest. So let's get into some things when it comes to Rolly. I can't decide if she is E.T.'s grandmama, mama, girlfriend, homie, lover, friend. I don't know what's going on. School teacher, goddamn, chaperone, whatever you want to call it. I just want to know who died and told her she was the toughest kahuna ever in life after Jayla gave her that 8-piece and the biscuit on the side and she did not win the fight. Somebody tap Rolly and tell her she did not win the fight. Suki. Hannah, come here, niece. Come here. Auntie don't like your friend, okay? Auntie don't like your friend. The first opportunity Suki friend took when out of her presence to speak on her, she couldn't wait. And she don't realize that the other girls ain't doing nothing but sizing you up. It's fine to have your own opinion, have your own thoughts. Share it with your friend. And shut your mouth. End it right there. Because now all you giving is them, one, ammunition, and two, your full number. Now they have your number. You light work. Speaking of numbers, someone please call 911. Okay? Because I don't know who Taseki thinks she is, or she always talking real low like that. Try to, downplay her personality so we'll forget what her did. We ain't forget. We did not forget what the elephant in the room is. We'll get to that. What I don't like is when everything first happened with Taseki and Marsh and Jay and all of that, Smiley, he was all on her story over there with all the Baltimore friends and in D.C. We saw all of that. Then all of a sudden, you flip Mariah as your bestie after you had the backyard boogie. And now Mariah's the bestie. And Mariah's your friend. And now you all for whatever Mariah got going on. Who is grown enough and big enough to handle her own self on this show called Baddies. Which is each baddie for them damn selves. If you're so bad. If you're that bad. Because you stay whispering though. And it kills me how you trying to totally flip on Smiley just because you're Team Mariah. You can be Team Mariah and not say that Smiley was faking it. No, she's not the biggest faker on the show. You are. And every time you turn around, she talking about, oh, Rock. Rock, she fight with one hand. Oh, yeah, we know she fight with one hand just like we know you touch with two. Oh, let me be quiet and calm down. Y'all know Grandma don't like too much noise. She can't stand the humans. Grandma got an attitude every time you turn around with everybody. Grandma don't like nobody. On to the positive vibes, guys. Okay. So, Sky, I just want to say, out of all the girls, you're that girl. She went right into mommy mode. And that's the one thing that they tried to take from her all these years and stripped her of. It's her dignity of being a mother. And if nobody else had a maternal instinct, human reaction of any, even just a piece of it, iota of it, Sky really showed that. Even if she questioned whatever she felt about Smiley previously, in the moment of danger and terror, she went into full-on mommy mode. Definitely beyond the MVP of this episode and a real mother. She's a real mother. Okay, guys, now let's get into the final segment. And pretty much I chose this picture of Smiley because through all of that dark energy that was surrounding her, the light that she could find in the moment was the thought of her son. So we're going to just put a picture of her son with her there because if nothing else, she fought through it. The words that she was saying when they was carrying her away, it was triggering. I don't understand how, if nothing else, no one there on the scene in the moment didn't drop their guard and their defense and have a little bit more compassion. But that's asking a lot for them, okay? It's asking a lot. It was so desperate of them to look for their moment in that moment, however they could find it. And that's just that on that. No care, no compassion, but the boomerang, it always comes back. It never fails. It always comes back. Like Celie said, everything. Until you do right and apologize to Siki and all the rest of you, it's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. That's not how you treat someone in that moment. I don't care if you thought it was alcohol and just too much of it. She was drinking when she doesn't usually drink. She's twerking right after she's drinking. So it could have been the Jamaica heat on top of that. And then on once a person starts throwing up, if she never went further than just the throwing up, it was still a level of concern that was necessary. Like, too many times she chose to keep going back in this environment, which we see again on the next episode. Smiley is back again in that environment, which at this point she needs to review all of this as a sign of you're better than this. Somewhere and somehow in all of this, you're telling yourself you're not and you are worthy. Worthy of picking better friends. Worthy of knowing when to get low, when to move around. You stayed in that environment with those toxic girls way too long. Way too long. And to even come back to it, madness. Madness. Hug yourself, love yourself, soul search. Do the work, Smiley. Worthy. Worthy.